Stop building a business. Let me explain. Now, we all want to make money. We all want to live a life of freedom, live a life of fulfillment, of impact, live a life that fulfills us in ways that, perhaps a 9 to 5, a job, an office job perhaps can't do, right? For most people watching this video anyway. But I believe, myself and many of you watching this included, we believe that to do that, we have to build a business, and a business in the traditional sense, when in fact we don't. Really what we're trying to do is we're trying to build, a cash flow. We're trying to build a situation where we can earn money doing something we enjoy that funds the rest of our lifestyle. When you're building a business, it comes with a lot of baggage. Building a business in the traditional sense typically means a few things, right? It means you're going to be perhaps hiring a lot of team members. You're going to be doing things that are optimized purely for making more money, right? For hitting income goals, revenue targets, purely designed for getting more clients, purely designed for scale, right? And that's not a bad thing if building a business is what you want to do. But that's the pathway of building something that you remove yourself from, where you become the owner, the CEO, right? And you have a few people you manage, and that's pretty much it. And that's the pathway to then exit and to sell that business. And that's it's how a lot of people make their money and they live their life. And that's something that a lot of people enjoy. But I know for me, and I know for, really the people that I work with, that's not your goal. Your goal is not to build something that you want to be selling in the future. Or at least right now, for the next 5 years, perhaps ahead, you're building something that you want to be creative with. You're building something that you want to enjoy showing up for every day. You're building something that you don't want to be tied to it for 8 hours, 10 hours a day, having to work nonstop. You're building something where you don't want to have a massive team you have to manage and pay and have to look out for all the time. You don't want to have, clients working with you that you don't actually like them. You want to actually enjoy your business, and you want to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You want to enjoy your life, aside from just having to work all the time. And I think that I understand and I realized that when I was first building my business, this is back in 2021 now, I started going that path of just building a business, making more money for the sake of making more money. Now, this happened because, look, as business owners, which we are, even if we're building a business or not, we're still business owners. We all go through different stages, right? And I kind of identify there's 3 key stages. And by stages, I mean, what's the most important goal for you? What is it you're trying to achieve? Now, the first stage is just the client stage, right? It's just your goal is, how can I get more clients? How can I make more money? And that's all you care about. And when you're first starting out with making money online or however you're doing it, that is the focus. You grind, you work, you hustle, you do everything you possibly can. You do as many things as possible to get those first few clients, to get the money coming in, to cover your bills, and to start to get cash flow, money in the bank that you can reinvest into the business and keep growing it further. That's like a non-negotiable. I used to stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning most nights when I was building my page, building my business. I'd literally be, replying to people on my phone, comments and back and forth. And I'm laying next to my wife and my phone's falling on my face as I'm falling asleep. That was the hustle. That was what was required. That's the work that people don't see. When you're first starting out a business, you have to do that. But that's because at the time, my ambition was to simply make money, get paid, get clients, be able to then pay, move, get into a house, all the other things, all the things we typically just want, our essentials. Once you've done that, once you start getting into the 10K months, the 15K, the 20K plus, anything beyond that, you don't need more money than that. If we're being honest, you don't need more money than 15, maybe 20K per month, right? That gives you plenty to cover mortgage, cover car payment, to cover, food, eating out, to cover nice holidays every year, to invest that money in places, to pay for kids, for any, things they want to be doing. That's pretty much all you need. And realistically, on top of that, the rest of that money is just, what do you do with it, right? Do what you want with it, so to speak. And so anyway, I found that I was scaling my business and I was getting to a point where I was earning a lot of money. I was at 50, 60, 75K cash months, 100K cash months, 100K revenue months. And I realized that I was slowly but surely essentially working myself into the ground. And I didn't have a complex business. It was a simple business, one offer, I had sales calls, handful of team members, nothing too crazy. It was simple, but it's a stressful business. And it was stressful because I was treating it like a business and I wasn't treating it like actually what I wanted it to be, which is what I call creative cash flow. I was building a business not because I wanted to build something and sell it. That's not why I started a business in the first place. I started it, yes, to make money, but I started it because I was passionate about the things that I was doing. I enjoyed it. I walked away from an architecture career that I had spent years studying for, and actually years growing up wanting to do that. I walked away from that career because I wanted to do this instead, because I was passionate about it more than that. Right. So it was passion that made me switch. And of course, the earning potential with it as well. But it's mostly that. And I realized anyway, long story short, that I got to a stage where the business was working, was growing, was scaling, but I wasn't enjoying it anymore. And I was at home and I'm trying to sleep and I can't sleep because I can't switch off. I'm thinking about clients I don't like. I'm thinking about team members that need to be paid, and they could be paid perfectly fine, but we're still on my mind. And all of these moving parts and all of these responsibilities and things and baggage, like I said, it's baggage that the business brings with it. That for most of us, like I said, that's not what we want. That's not what we're signing up for, right? And you have a choice. You don't have to build a business in that way. So for me, it's about creative cash flow. Once you get past the point of just getting clients, you're moving to wanting or moving to the next kind of two stages of your business, which is after clients, you want profit, and after profit, you want peace. They're the final two stages. And so for me, I'm helping people now in either the profit or peace stage. Me personally, I'm in the peace stage of my business. I've made my money. I know how to make more money. I have a system that works. But I'm in a situation now where everything I do, every action I take, every client I bring on board, every investment I make, it's all designed to bring me peace rather than profit, right? Peace rather than just money. And it's not that these things can't coexist together. They absolutely can, right? The point is that you don't have to sacrifice one for the other. And that's typically what people tell you. People like Alex Hormozy, you have to work yourself into the ground, do this, do that. Yeah. If you're trying to build $100 million empire like him and build and sell businesses every bloody day of the week, of course, then you're going to copy Alex Hormozy and do everything he says. But there's nothing wrong with being someone who wants to make a shitload of money, right? You want to make millions. And this is the thing is you can make millions and work 3 or 4 hours a day, go and play golf in the afternoon, spend time with your family, build Lego in your spare time, watch Netflix, eat shit food, work out in the gym, go and train for your marathon, go and swim, go to the shops, go on nice holidays. Again, there's no sacrifices that have to be made here, but you have to learn how to build a business, how to build a creative cash flow that allows you to do that. So this is more a reminder, more than it is anything tactical. This is just more of a reminder to say, try not to just think about the money side of your business, because making money, grand scheme of things, sometimes it might not feel like it's easy, but in the grand scheme of things, it is easy. Making money is an easy thing to do when you know how to do it. Beyond that, the hard thing is learning how to make less money, learning how to accept making less money perhaps at first, to learn a new system, to build a life, and to build a business, to build a way of creating cash flow that fits around your life rather than you having to fit your life around a business. And that's essentially the process that I've been on the past year or so. It's just figuring that out for myself and figuring out how I teach that then to my students. Unfortunately, I'm in a situation now where, at least for the past 4 months, I've mastered that. I've mastered my system. I've mastered teaching other people how to do it. And we're in a situation where, I've got clients who are doing 8K weeks, 25K weeks, doing it without sales calls, without working themselves into the ground, being able to go on holidays, being able to take time with their family, being able to take time off over Christmas. You know, I just want you to think about this as well. This is just coming to my mind. If you felt like after Christmas, or sorry, over Christmas, you had to keep posting content, you had to post content on Christmas Day or Boxing Day or whatever, and your justification might be, well, I'm doing a Christmas post. No, deep down, you had to keep posting because you felt like you had to, because you're a prisoner to your business, right? And that should not be the case. I took it off completely. I didn't post any content for over a week across the Christmas period. I didn't do any work, right? And you want to be in a position where you can do that and not stress, right? And not feel guilty. But it's very difficult to do that when you're building a business in a traditional sense. So this is just to say that you need to think deeply about what it is you're actually building towards, because you don't want to do what I done, build something and then have to burn it down and start again after a good few amount of years. Perhaps you may have to do that. You know, you're either someone who you can get this early, do things right from the start, or you're someone who, like me, you've gone a few years, you're in your business, it's overwhelming, it's complex, and you know you need to burn things down, perhaps start again, at least in some areas of what you're doing. And if you fit one of those two categories, then I'm likely someone who might be able to help. I'm not sure I definitely can, but I might be able to help. And so that's all it is for today. Down below this video, there's a link, and that link sends you to a 30-minute video, and that explains a bit more about my system of how I build creative cash flow, my system on how I actually create a business that allows me to live a life, you know, and not have to worry about income, worry about my business, worry about team members and all of the baggage that comes with it. That link down below, if you watch that video, that explains all of it. And at the end of that, it gives you a clear call to action. If you want to work with me, if you want to find out how you can work with me, you just have to send me a word on Instagram and then I can explain a bit more. And so that's it for today's video. Appreciate your time. Hopefully this has got you thinking about your life, your vision, and what it is you actually want from the business and from what it is you're creating. And I hope it was eye-opening in some way, in some way for you. And so thanks for your time, and I will see you in the next video.